Welcome to Heal into Happy. I invite you to take an adventure with me into your very own universe as I guide you to go within, release your fears, and become empowered to create a life you love. I am your host, Lark Allen. My intention is to help you shine a light on everything that is keeping you from being truly free. You can expect this healing journey to be filled with love, laughter, clarity, and fun. Are you ready to take a leap of faith? Let's go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you feeling? How are you feeling now that you are connecting more with your higher self, that you are starting to look at yourself through the lens of love when you look in the mirror? Are you feeling more joy? Are you feeling your heart open like a rosebud? These are prayers that I have for you. This week, I thought we could decide to have some fun. We have been doing so many powerful healing modalities that take a lot of courage and that are truly heart-opening. And in the midst of all of this healing, it is important to take time to celebrate how far we have truly come. And in doing so, another healing modality that is just as powerful as everything else that I've shared with you, but it's a lot more fun. This idea has been so life-changing for me. It's really helped me get in tune with my inner child. And a lot of our healing is around loving our inner child, listening to our traumatic stories that we've had. And we'll dive deeper into journaling and doing different things with our inner child. But I'm really feeling called to share something that I just started doing within the last 6 months or so that has been so fun. And that is really thinking about and letting my inner child decide on fun play dates to have. If you have kids, you could bring your kids in on this after you decide what you want the play date to be, and that's up to your inner child. But you can do these play dates completely just with you. You could bring other people along for the ride if you wanted to, but I have found that it's really, really fun to ask the question to yourself, hey, little inner child, if you could do anything you wanted to do, what would it be? And then journal together and create a really fun play date where you go and do really fun things. I can share a couple of the play dates that I've had so that you can get inspired. You can ask your inner child if these things sound fun, or you can just start journaling yourself about what you would like to do. When I asked my inner child about things that she would want to do as I'm traveling through some courses that I'm doing, and it's really deep and it's a lot of integrative work, it's important to say, okay, we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and then we're going to have a really fun play date together. So one of the play dates that we did was getting frozen yogurt, and I got all kinds of really fun coloring books and markers and metallic markers and all kinds of really fun things. And so I got yogurt and picked a really fun music to listen to. And it was so fun because it's like you're an adult and you have the car and you have the means to go do all the play dates that maybe you couldn't do when you were a kid because of money constraints or needing somebody's approval. And I just really got in the car and I felt my inner child so excited to be driving in the car together, going to get the frozen yogurt and listening to fun music from the playlist that we created, coming back and coloring and having fun. Another thing that my inner child loves to do is dance. I love to dance. And if you love to dance, then you may not know it, but it's probably your inner child that is encouraging you to dance to lift your mood. So that's another thing that I love to do, listen to music that my inner child loves and dance and get on my little trampoline. That is so fun. She loves to be barefoot outside. When I was little, I very rarely wore shoes. I feel like I was constantly being told to put my shoes on. And so now that I've rediscovered earthing, my inner child is so happy. We could spend the whole day outside, out in the grass, having fun. I lay down. It's so fun. I am starting a garden, and my inner child is so excited about that. One of my memories as a child was planting strawberries with my Grammy, and she had them along her walkway at her lake house. And I remember that vividly. And she had a fig tree, and my dad was a gardener, and I am creating a garden in my backyard with my daughter, and I'm so excited about that. What are things that would really spark joy and help you start having a really healthy, fun relationship with your inner child? And then when you need to do deeper healing work, you already have this bond and you already have this fun relationship where a lot of your healing is going to just happen naturally because you are becoming a good listener. And what heals most relationships is when there are two parties in the relationship that are loving one another, that are listening to one another's needs, and they're having fun and laughing. You're creating a healthy relationship. And the inner child within each of us is such a divine part of us. It is where our creativity comes from. It is where our playfulness comes from. It is where our curiosity comes from. Our inner child, our little kiddos that are within us, are the best parts of us. And we grow up and we're told, get your head out of the clouds and, do this, do that, put your shoes on, go get a job, go to college, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And we just grow up and we become so adult. But is that really where we find our happiness? I can only speak for myself, but no is the answer that I would say. Absolutely not. I did all of the big grown-up things and I became burned out, overweight, and unhappy. And the more that I got to know my inner child, the more that I became curious about what really makes me happy, and I started listening to my inner child, the more dreamy and magical my life became. So, what would be a really fun play date for you to have? What would you do? Where would you go? What outfit would you wear? How would you get ready? When I am getting ready and I'm letting my inner child take the lead, I get really like 80s, 90s because that's my time period. And it's like I find the green eyeliner and the sparkly things. And I have this I Love the 80s t-shirt that I was like, okay, what would you like to wear? And it is so fun. It is so fun to really start listening to your inner child and doing whatever he or she wants to do for a day. The important thing about scheduling a play date with your inner child is that once you decide when it's going to be, you cannot cancel. It is really important that you're building trust and that you keep your commitments, because all of us have trauma from not getting picked up at school at the right time and just sitting there, or this happening or that happening with our birth parents or people who raised us. So we don't want to cause any more trauma. We're doing this to heal. We're doing this to have fun. We're doing this to get to know ourselves better, to fall in love and care for all of the parts of us. So the biggest advice if you decide to start enjoying this healing modality is to make sure that you put it on the calendar. You let your inner child know that it's going to happen, and that's going to make you feel more bliss and excitement because that inner child knows that their needs are going to be met. And then you plan the day and you follow through with it. And so it's really important, if you don't have a lot of time, for you to set the expectations and for you to really keep that time commitment once you have your play date planned. This is such a powerful, fun, life-changing thing to do. Maybe your inner child wants to go get a mani-pedi. Maybe your inner child was a bookworm and loved to just have time to read. And if that's the case, then, go shopping for a book and have it planned that you're going to have a reading day. Maybe making homemade ice cream. It's just so, so fun to journal with your inner child and start daydreaming as that little kid and have fun with this. So let's ground into this moment now. Take a big deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Breathe in this new potentiality of connecting with your inner child in this magical way. Breathe out any inhibition that you might have about giving this a try. Breathe in with an openness and a curiosity for you to get to know your inner child on a deep, fun level like this. Breathe out anything that's keeping you from wanting to do this practice. I challenge you to at least give it a try one time. And then I have a feeling that after you give it a try one time, this is something that you will want to add to your practices of healing into happiness, because your life will become more creative. You will have more giggles. You will have more compassion for your fellow humans, because you really start seeing everything as a loving child would. You'll have more patience. You'll smile more. You'll start aging backwards because you will start feeling younger. Where our attention goes, our energy flows. So as we're having all of these young moments again in our life, we start having young at heart, cellular love and happiness happening. It's absolutely amazing how much vitality that we can get back from having play dates with ourselves. So as you go forth into this brand new week and you decide to plan a play date, I would love to hear in the comments what you decide to do, who you decide to do it with. Do you bring your kids along? Do you do it on your own? You could even have a play date with your relationship where you talk to your significant other and say, I'm having a play date with my inner child, and she, if she does, invited you along. What would you like to do? And then you could do a play date with your spouse or your significant other. However you want to do it, there is no wrong or right. Don't get paralysis of wondering the best way to do it. Just really lead with your heart and lead with the idea of the fact that you are going to be loving yourself more deeply by bringing this practice into your life. My inner child is so excited for your inner child as you go forth and plan your play date. Until we meet again, I am offering you so much love and so much light. Thank you for joining me today on Heal into Happy. My prayer is that you have gained more insight into your healing journey and that you are one step closer to loving yourself more fully in this now moment. And if you could do me a favor, please leave me a 5-star review over on iTunes. My passion is empowering others on their healing journey, and with your review, you may help others struggling to heal find this message. Be sure to visit me at healintohappy.com for past episodes and more ways to connect with me. Also, please always remember that I am offering you so much love and light as I celebrate the divine sovereign being that I see in you.